Be a lot of love.
All right, welcome everyone to our latest episode round of the domination rankings of everything. With me today is one of our super interns, Isabella Sudo, who
Hello.
very nice. I may call her Ava because that's the name of our other intern, and the nice thing is she responds to Ava. Who is Isabella? In addition to our intern, she is a rising junior at the University of Florida. She is a Gator. Let me see your chomp. There,
Yeah.
there it is. Very nice, Isabella. All right. Also with us is Keith Spillett,
Yeah.
um, much
Like
like
Smurfette.
Smurfette,
hmm
though he looks nothing like Smurfette, which
I
is
think I
probably good
favor.
for both.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, he was a constitutional theory teacher and a basketball coach before becoming a researcher for the American Basketball Hall of Fame. And he is in the process of finishing a novel called Why Does It Smell Like Burger King in Here?
Yeah, and it just so you know, it's a little different, new genre. It's post-apocalyptic, neo-Hegelian, post-Keynesian basketball novel type thing. So I mean, it's new. It's
I,
going to
I,
be
I
exciting.
think that was implied.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Well, I'm suing Burger King for the name because I think I came up with it first. So anyway, go ahead.
that is fine. All right. We have Mr. Mike Hurley here, who also is a humor writer, but also is currently the chief program officer at Lumity. He's a nonprofit executive from the Chicago, Illinois area. Um, he is his claim to fame is that he used to run a quiz bowl company and wrote over 100,000 trivia questions.
Yes. I don't
Cool.
remember any of them, and I probably lost all the answers along the way. So yeah, no help for your trivia team.
That's wonderful. Then you have me. We have me. Who am I? I am Dave Barron. I am the president and grand poobah of College Basketball Times, which begs the question, why is that relevant? Well, College Basketball Times came up with the domination rankings, though that dealt with college basketball. Well, we have decided to expand that a little bit to everything in the world. And so that kind of begs the question, how are we going to do a rankings, a top 25 rankings every single week of everything in the world? And the answer is we are still very far from clear about that. But here is how it's going to work. We are going to start with last week's top 25, and then each of us is going to try to enter two new things and extract two things that are currently on the list, and then we'll try to figure out where everything falls for a new top 25. If that doesn't make any sense, then you're following along exactly well. All right. So if I am on the correct order, I believe first up now is Isabella's big time to shine as she will rattle off the current top 25 starting at 25. Isabella, are you ready for this?
I'm so ready.
All right, here we go.
Alrighty. So at number 25, we have Alabama's women's wheelchair team.
And that by the way, they are essentially the Yukon of women's wheelchair basketball. I am not sure that UConn calls themselves the Alabama of stand-up basketball, but that's what we got. All right. So keep going, Isabella. Sorry for interrupting you already.
That's all right. Number 24 is women astronauts. Number 23, ever-dry leak-proof underwear. Number 22, the Pope.
You know, the Pope, by the way, shout out from Chicago to one of my homies. Oh,
Chi-town.
the Pope, right? As we're calling
Yeah,
him
yeah.
here. You know,
I
by
heard.
the way, there's this great place in Chicago, this hot dog stand called Wiener Circle. It's kind of this irreverent hot dog place people go to. On their sign, they put up Canes Nostris Ipse Comedit, which translate to all you Latin fans out there, he has eaten our dogs. Yeah. So shout out. Well,
It's awesome.
yeah.
All right. Next, we have number 21, Canada and their hatred for the US. Number 20, Twitter beefs. Number 19, the domination rankings.
Yeah.
Um, 18, we have sandwiches. 17, we have Batman.
Not to be confused with Bateman, though the commercials are very good.
Uh, number 16, we have money. 15, sleep.
Oh, Sleep. That one. I was so pumped to see that on there. I love Sleep. I mean, you want to talk about domination? If you don't sleep, you die.
All right.
What's up,
Good
right?
point.
True.
Good
You know what I
point.
mean? It's great. I induce a coma like once a month. It's a retreat I do out in Simi Valley. It's awesome. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
14, we have Premier League soccer.
Oof.
Number 13, we have jeans.
Jeans. Jeans are maybe the best clothing item ever invented. I mean, think of what's come from jeans over these years. We've had jorts. You could cut them off. You make jorts out of them. You can, if you're down in Kentucky, you can make a whole tuxedo out of them for your wedding.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Jeggings
And,
too.
and yeah. And if you remember, everyone's favorite commercial, if you're my age, was Brooke Shields back talking about nothing comes between her and her Calvin Kleins. You guys remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
Well, look at Isabella nodding like she remembers that.
Hey, no, I,
No,
I,
I
I
got it
actually
on
do know
video if
about
you need
that.
it. I can send it to you if you want. It's cool.
All right, where
Okay,
are we here?
we have
Number
number
12.
12, winning Olympic gold.
Okay, can I just like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like I always thought it's so stupid. Like winning like gold, first of all, gold is a completely overvalued commodity right now. Like if we actually cared about these athletes, we'd give them a commodity like there's some future in like soybeans. Like if you win the Olympics, you should just get a big thing of soybeans. And I mean, at market value, the last 25 years, I mean, copper's outperformed gold. Anyway, I'm sorry. It bothers me. So it's just a thing.
Understood.
Soybeans
All
are
right,
huge in
keep it
Illinois.
rolling
All
here.
right,
Yeah,
number
yeah.
11, we've got asteroids.
Okay, just as one more. I'm kind of offended by this one because my grandfather, had asteroids, and he used to. It was terrible. He smelled like Preparation H all the time. They were
That would be
gross. He had to
hemorrhoids.
drain them.
Yes.
Oh, is that? No, he called them asteroids. That's not it?
That's
Yeah,
They don't
that
have
would be
argument.
Oh, never mind.
different.
Okay, that one's
Right.
cool then. Oh, like the
That's
video game.
okay.
Cool. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Messed up.
All right, number 10, we have the house, like a casino. Number 9, we've got a good bowel movement.
Yeah.
Uh, 8, we have couples arguing publicly. 7, we have Jesus.
My very Italian mom would be happy to see that Jesus ranks above bowel movements.
Mm.
But below pizza, Dave.
Well, yes, right. All right.
Well,
Go ahead,
Number
Isabella.
6, we have pizza.
Yes.
Jesus
Number
didn't invent pizza because he invented everything, right? So
Right. Yes.
Number 5, we've got Elon Musk. Number 4, we have AI. 3, Messi. 2, TV.
TV. Do you guys even watch TV? Do you know what a TV is? As
Yeah.
well? Or you watch stuff on your phone.
I-
Streaming services and I don't know. TV to me is like you have to get up and cross the room and change a channel. Otherwise, it's not really a TV. It's just something big flat screen on a wall. I don't know.
Totally.
And
All
then
right.
the current number one is
Sex.
Yeah.
we're going to hell for having teenagers say that in front of 3 guys pushing their 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe
I've
push
heard good
beyond.
things.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, same here. I know somebody I can introduce you to later, but we'll talk.
All right.
All right, PM.
We are moving on now that we spent an hour and a half just getting through last week's top 25. Round 1. We are going to pit 2 of us against each other to determine what new thing is going in and what is coming out. There will be 3 rounds of this, 3 parts of this, I guess. So, Ava, who do I think we have? Mike is going to pitch Atari, and Keith has what?
The human pancreas.
The human pancreas. Mike, you go first, and I, in this round, get to be the judge.
All right. Well, if you remember video games before Atari, it consisted of one thing. It was called Pong, where just a ball would go across the screen very slowly. Bink, bink. Atari came in and blew everybody's mind. Joysticks, Space Invaders, Pac-Man. They even the first adventure game called Adventure, right? That was out there. Pitfall. You could fall into a quicksand, all this awesome stuff. Atari, it changed my life. It changed my life. When I was 10 years old and I got it for Christmas, I almost died. I was like, there is a Santa Claus for real. And to this day, I believe he's still out there bringing Ataris to children, probably in third world countries because we've advanced on from there by now. But Atari was the best thing ever happened to me. Can I can I diss on the pancreas for a second, or you want me to wait?
No,
Quickly, yes.
I would let me talk about. Can I talk about the pancreas first? Because I don't want
All
this guy
right, go
coming in
ahead.
If you
bad.
want to, I mean,
No, okay, go ahead.
up to you
Go
guys.
ahead, Mike. You're from Chicago. You go.
Well, no, you go first.
No, you say
I'll
what
do
you
a
guys say
rebuttal.
about the pancreas. We'll
Dear
talk.
God, somebody say something.
Okay, okay. Well, listen, man. Like, I'm just tired of the pancreas being so underrated. Like, if you don't have one, you die. That's a big deal.
Actually, not true. You
Okay,
could live without a pancreas. I looked it up.
in Chicago, maybe, but in places that have gravity, it's set at what we have it set at here in Atlanta, you can't live without it. The other thing is this, okay? I don't know how much you know about time travel out there in Chicago, Mike, but time travel is only possible because of the human pancreas. I've gone back, I've done extensive research on this. You can actually modify your pancreas to where you can, like, I saw the Kennedy assassination was like right up on the grassy knoll, had a rifle, everything was awesome. Sorry, is that never mind. Okay. No, but I mean, seriously, you can go back in time. I went to the Renaissance. I've done all these things. I've seen the future. Dave, you don't make it to 80. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you, but anyway, like my pancreas allows me to travel through time. So like, so Mike, tell me how your Atari is allowing you to travel through time. Tell me how you're gonna like survive without your Atari.
Well,
Okay?
I will tell you one thing about the pancreas. I looked up on so AI is one of the things on our list. But when I looked up top 10 best human organs, guess what? Pancreas didn't even crack the top five. It was number seven behind
That proves my
skin.
point. Totally underrated. People are like, they're just like, oh, I don't care about my pancreas anymore. Whatever. It's just so, this problem. It's the kids today, Isabella. I tell you, you all just don't appreciate pancreases.
Right.
All right,
Right.
I get to be the judge here. And here's my take on this. I loved Atari when I was a kid. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I did not have one until my dad, before a big race I had in junior high track. He said, if you win this race, we will go right out and buy an Atari. He promised if I won it. And he kept his promise. I came in second to last place and I never got the damn Atari. So I now hate Atari because of that.
Oh,
And
God.
I hear that it's been somewhat surpassed by the PlayStation and Xbox.
I don't know.
And the pancreas, I wasn't a big fan of a pancreas too, because recently I was told I might have pancreatic cancer, and that kind of sucked.
Oh,
And
wow.
then it turned out they were wrong. But it does have the word ass right in it. That's a positive. And it has a good chunk of the word pancake in it. So I find that
Oh,
to be a big positive. We are going with the pancreas and the
oh,
Atari goes down.
Right.
the board, Isabella.
All right. Now you guys get to determine what is coming out because pancreas is going in, something's going out. And I think the debate here is Mike wants Premier Soccer League out and Keith wants Twitter beefs out. Mike, you kick off again.
Well, does anybody even know anything about Premier Soccer here or in the United States? The answer is no. The average viewership is around 500,000 people per game. You know what that means? That's 100,000 fewer than the WNBA. No offense, WNBA, but Premier Soccer just doesn't live up. It's just not that good. I bet no one here could even name any of the top five players. Plus, guess what? If your team isn't that good, you get relegated down to like the next level. It's like my Bears would have been chucked out of the league 3 years ago. I don't know.
All right, Keith, you're
Okay.
up.
Oh, and they also don't use their hands. except for like one guy. Yeah.
Tell us why Twitter beef should be out more so than Premier Soccer League.
I mean, I taught high school for like 22 years. If I wanted to read 140 characters of badly written, misspelled invective, I'd just be grading essays, man. Like I don't need to read a bunch of strangers arguing with each other online. Now, I mean, in fairness, Mike is right about the whole soccer as part of the international communist conspiracy. It needs to be eliminated. I'm all for that, but I know you didn't say that, but I kind of got it from the what you were I hear you. So I can, if you want to get rid of that one, that's cool too. But I just think Twitter beef sucks.
So there's the passion of the debate. If you want to get rid of that one, that's okay. Here's my take on it. Premier Soccer League is the best soccer in the world. I agree with Mike that almost nobody in the US cares, but it has the best soccer players.
Who? Name one.
I'm one of the Americans who don't care. But
Ronaldo, Nino,
yeah, is Pele still alive? I
he's,
don't
he's
know.
in, yeah. Pele.
So but as for Twitter beefs, Twitter's falling apart. People are leaving Twitter. It's not what it used to be, and those beefs become vile. And one of the ways that I rank things is something good is over something bad. If you rank something, and one of our other co-hosts that rotates in here is Paul Nardizzi, and he'd literally kill me if I got rid of Premier Soccer League. So because I want to stay alive, we're cutting Twitter beefs.
Oh,
So for those keeping track, Mike is 0 for 2.
I do
All
nothing
right.
but win, Dave. I do nothing but win.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, we'll see next round. Mike now becomes a judge,
yeah.
and we have Keith leading off this round with Henry Kissinger and Isabella. What's on the other side here?
See-through dresses.
Oh, that's mine. Yes. Henry Kissinger versus see-through dresses. And Keith, you get to lead off.
Well, I understand, like, on the face of this argument, we're thinking Kissinger, like, kind of boring Prussian accent, blah, blah, blah. See, dresses, it's all hot and everything like that. But Kissinger, I've been reading the diplomacy book he wrote in 94. It's amazing. The guy he understands real politique, man. This dude is like in connection with how cultures work, he sees the world. He also used to host Soul Train. And I think that's something that puts him over the top, because how many Nixon aides ended up hosting Soul Train, right? So,
How many Nixon aides even knew of the existence of Soul Train? My contention here
actually,
is
but,
one, I deserve some points on this because this is something current, at least. Halle Berry wore a see-through. See, Isabella's nodding. She knew this. Wore a see-through dress to the Met Gala. And I'm positive that, not positive, but pretty sure that Henry Kissinger did not. Maybe the guy who ran the FBI did there. But
I have those pictures. Yeah.
there you go. And I'm nearly positive that Halle Berry never attempted to oversee a bomb or 2 or 3,000 fall on Cambodia. Nor did she engineer a coup in Chile. But I had been a big fan of Kissinger's until I found out he was not Deep Throat. That would have been a big plus for him. He is not. I
From the movie Deep Throat?
No,
not from the movie. I know where you want me to go
But
with
although
this.
that's an interesting mental image, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no. And because you brought it up, all right, I will go with this, even though Isabella's here. Isabella, maybe go with like the earmuffs here. All right, this is a very true story. I can't believe I'm going to tell this. So, the movie Deep Throat, which Isabella, if you don't know what it is, good. I'm just going to leave it at that. The movie Deep Throat came to Rochester, New York, and there was a big lawsuit about it, an injunction on it. And there was a trial, and a jury was selected. And my grandmother sat on the jury. And according to reports everywhere, when they showed the movie Deep Throat to the jury, my grandmother threw up. which is more than a little disappointing for my grandfather. But
Poor grandpa.
Did she? Okay, so did
we're
she?
going to leave it at that. We're going to
Or
leave it at that.
how did this
Mike,
come up?
Ideas.
Thanksgiving, just at the table.
that's a family
That's a great
story
story.
that is well known now. So, all right. Anyway, that's my pitch for see-through dresses over Henry Kissinger, who's not even a top 100 person in history.
Good. Hey, so I mean, Henry Kissinger, probably, you're right, probably not top 100 figures in history, but very powerful on the world stage over the years. And while would love to see Halle Berry in a see-through dress, you didn't say Halle Berry in a see-through dress. You just said see-through dresses.
Yes, but you
Guess
got
what?
to say what you want about our
That means a
president.
lot of people could wear see-through dresses.
Our president will put an injunction on
And
that. He will sign
no
an
offense
executive
to
order that
Lizzo
will
fans
disallow
out there, but I don't want to see certain people in see-through dresses. If that's
Amen to that.
it's just see-through dresses in general. I gotta give Kissinger the nod here. Sorry.
Man.
3-0. What's up,
All right,
Dave?
this has to
Like
stop.
Omar said, you come in
All right, so now we're
best
down
not
to what
miss.
gets eliminated in order that Henry Kissinger can get in. And we have Keith wants the house at a casino eliminated. And Isabella, what did I have?
You had couples arguing publicly.
There you go. Couple that needs to be eliminated. Keith, you are the leadoff batter again here.
I'm ready. I'm Ricky Henderson on this. Listen, people say the house always wins. Maybe this time it doesn't. That's what I got. That's it. I'm
All
just
right,
saying that the house.
I am coming
the
back.
house always
with
wins,
this.
but no.
First of all,
no.
people
Not
do
this
say
time.
the house always wins because the house does always win. And there is a better argument for it to be number one on this list than it to be eliminated. Separate reason to keep the house is another story I'm going to tell here, which is true. I love this story and I love what the house tried to do to my wife at a casino. She was asked to leave a casino, not because she was making too much money, because twice she threw the dice during craps off the table. Twice. She could not keep the dice on the table, and they told my wife to leave.
They put her out for that?
They tried to. She opted, whatever, somebody else came, but that was great. Love the house. Love the house. Couples arguing publicly, that can't be on the top 25 because it reminds me too much of my childhood. That was my life. My parents arguing publicly constantly, nonstop, embarrassing. It is not a good thing. That should not be on the top 25. But house absolutely should be on the top 25.
I mean,
Mike, you are the judge.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna eliminate one of those, I'd go with the house. I mean,
The house is gone?
the house is gone. I mean, how many people's lives has the house ruined over the years?
exactly. Pete Rose, one.
They're just devastating people's lives, these problem gamblers. And who doesn't like watching people argue in public? This is one of my favorite pastimes.
Oh my God.
I like this
All
guy,
right,
man.
all
Like,
right, there
by
we
the way,
go.
Dave, if you're keeping score at home, it's 4-0, bruh.
That is
Oracle
quite
master.
disappointing. All right, we are on to round 3, where Keith will not win anything because he is the judge.
You can just sit back with your time traveling pancreas or whatever.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to that moment I said that, actually.
All right, so
go ahead. Yeah.
we have me versus Mike. I'm coming in with making people laugh, and Mike has mudslides, and I get the joy of going first. So as feelings go, there is absolutely none better than making people laugh. That I will stand by forever. And it's literally what, in large part, we're trying to do here. So it should be on the domination rankings. And it is a hard thing to do, which is evident by all the times we've tried here and failed. So making people laugh should be on mudslides. It's not even a top 5 natural disaster. It ranks below tsunamis. It's got to rank below tornadoes. It's not even one of the most dominant drinks. It ranks below beer for sure, and it ranks below root beer even. So there's my pitch. For the love of God, let me win one of these. And making people laugh should be on this list.
Well, you can try to make people laugh, right? But then you get people that try way too hard.
I'm
And
not talking about trying. It's
so
actually
it's
succeeding
so
and making people
it's
laugh.
so awesome. And then you get the people that don't know how to laugh. They just go, "Oh my God, that was so funny." And then I just can't stand that. It's just like, yeah, it's either funny or it's not funny. But the mudslide. Okay, I'm just gonna give you 3 words: quintessential boozy milkshake. Boom, mic drop. The drink is delicious, right? And it's also a natural disaster that can wreak havoc upon you if you have done wrong. And God will smite you with a mudslide. Or he will reward you with a delicious mudslide while you're sitting beachside waiting for the waiter to come by.
Can I just say that he is pitching alcohol to a teenager here?
Yeah,
That's just
that's
not
pretty low,
cool.
Mike.
That's just
Even by
not
Chicago standards.
cool
Right.
at all.
They
And
have she could wait a year and 2 months to get the delicious mudslide. Yes.
so now you're just tempting her. That's even worse. All right, Judge, what do we got?
As much as I love both drunken debauchery and natural disasters, I found your impassioned argument for making people laugh. It touched me a little bit. I mean, and I like
In the
when things touch.
pancreas?
Yeah, touch my pancreas a little bit. Yeah, just a little tiny bit, a little twinge. But no, just like you made me feel the spirit of it. And Mike, I mean, the idea of a natural disaster. I mean, the idea of mudslides do kind of make me laugh. But I mean, but mudslides.
All right, what do we
Good
got as
defense,
our
but
winner?
I'm going with Dave on this one.
Oh,
All
You up?
right.
You up? It's good.
Last thing we
Good
have to do here is in this round is we have to eliminate something. Again, it's me versus Mike. I am trying to eliminate Canada and their hatred for us. And Mike's Isabel, what's Mike got?
Women astronauts.
All right, I have to go first again. Canada, not a top 10 country. When was the last time you were trying to plan a vacation and you said to yourself, let's go to Canada? You don't. You don't. You do not. You go wherever. You do not go to Canada is an entire country that is north of Buffalo. It's this that no. Canada doesn't deserve to be in the top 25. Nothing against Canada and their hatred for us at this point, which to some degree seems logical. They are not a top 25 most dominant thing in the world. Women astronauts, all right, it's hard to claim that they are astronauts, but they were still impressive. Not only did these women survive, but my understanding is at no point did they ever have to stop and ask for directions. That is a big accomplishment, I think. So, Mike, take your swing, but I think Canada is out.
well, women astronauts, we're talking about this latest debacle of Jeff Bezos sending a bunch of like pseudo celebrities that couldn't make it onto
Katy Perry
I'm a
was,
celebrity, get me out of here. This is the revamped version of that. And so, I'm not talking about like Sally Ride. Like people could look up to her and say, like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And that Russian chick who went up to space earlier than everybody. But but these new ones that went up for 11 seconds and they came back and kissed their ground. Guess who was making fun of them? Wendy's, the restaurant Wendy's. They just said, why don't you just stay up there? And they're getting owned by Wendy's. That's embarrassing, right? No more of these women astronaut debacles that are going up here. Now, on the other hand, Canada, they're just friendly, nice people that bring us maple syrup. Like, just leave them alone for a minute. Like, they're going to be our 51st state anyway, so what difference does it make?
no.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, what do we got?
Yeah, I mean, both solid arguments, but and I initially I thought there was no way I was going to vote to get rid of women astronauts because but yeah, like that was right on. That last thing was a little tough, so I think we take them off for now, but maybe consideration later when we get Sally Ride and the crew back doing real astronaut stuff instead of just
Right.
space for
Just
11
one
seconds.
last second here. You are going to get rid of the only female thing on this top 25 in the presence of a female.
I mean,
They can do
Who,
their
and Mike
sex thing.
also,
Right.
kudos to Isabella for not losing her mind over the fact that Mike referenced these women as chicks. So,
did oh maybe we should. I mean, we should dock him for that, but I still think we go.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So we are moving on. We have a whopping 8.5 minutes to go. Should we run out of time, we may have to click again, but because we're big time here. To the up and down section. This is where we will start off with, well, Isabella will read off what is now the new top 25 with our new entries at the bottom, and we will debate what needs to go up and what needs to go down. Each one of us will have a maximum of 5 challenges, and then we will hopefully have our new top 25. And if we run out of time, that top 25 will end up on our website for everyone in our massive audience to read. All right, Isabella, you are now with yet another time to shine. Start at the bottom and we go with if there are any objections.
Okay. So these
What
are just
challenges?
in the bottom 3, you said?
You start, yeah, put the new ones in the bottom 3, read up with the other ones eliminated, and we are good.
Alrighty. So in number 25, we have the pancreas, the human pancreas.
All right, so that stays there. If there's no challenge, that is not moving up, and nothing else is moving to 25.
Next we have at number 24, we have Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
All right. Number 23, we have making people laugh.
All right, I am going to move that goes up. And I'm going to move that it goes up to number 2. Any challenge to that?
Number 2, like all the way
that's
to
All the
number
way
2.
to number 2.
Just got on the list.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's your objection and what's your contention? To me, it's the greatest feeling in the world. It needs to go up. If you have a counter and you want to put it somewhere else other than 23, maybe I am persuadable.
I just think it's a big move. I mean, come on, you're jumping over Jesus and popes and pizza and like
Where would you put it?
Jump ahead all that and just
Where would you put it?
I mean, I maybe up a few. I'd go up a few spots, maybe. I mean, just honestly, I think it just made the list. That's good enough, you know. So, but like I say, let it marinate a little before we start just rhyming up the
All
top.
right, Mike, what's your
I
decision
agree.
on
Maybe
this?
I don't think it cracks the top 20 yet. I mean, you gotta let it.
All right, how about we
play a
agree
few
it goes
more
to
games
21?
and win a
I
couple.
can live with 21.
All right. All right. I moved it from 23 to 21. Wonderful.
Okay.
All right. So Keith and I are down to 4 challenges. All right. Now we're on to number. So what's 22, Ava?
22 would be Alabama's women's wheelchair team.
I'm good with
Good.
that.
Okay.
Moving up. So
So then 21 is
That-
our making people laugh, but you have to
Yes.
rearrange things here. Now what do we have?
We have at 20 now, we have EverDry leak-proof underwear.
Yeah, that's as high as that needs to go for me.
You didn't even get to that one yet.
Although
I think it's lucky to be on the list, to be honest.
I would say that we could move. I wouldn't mind seeing Messi move down there. Anybody disagree with that?
But does it mean we have to move it up in the Messi spot, or we just
No,
don't
no,
spot? Okay,
no.
yeah. We could drop Messi. Yeah. Take
Oh,
him
yeah.
down. Take him down a bunch. I'm
So
good with that.
Messi goes
That
down
works.
there and move the underwear up 1.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think leak-proof underwear is better than Messi. Sure.
Yeah.
You can move him.
Okay,
He's playing
so-
he's playing in Major League Soccer now. It's not even like
Right. He's at the end of his career.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want the leak-proof underwear at 19 and Messi at 20.
Yes. So now we're at 18.
Okay. So 18 would be the Pope.
Oh, I gotta,
Yeah.
here's my challenge. You gotta move the Pope up.
Uh,
Pope is big. Pope is where it's at.
All right,
Pope is
where do you want to move him
right
to?
now. Yeah.
Where are we moving the Pope to?
Pope's got to be top 10 until some horrible thing happens, which
well,
could be.
I'm gonna say, a lot of folks are talking about, who he's gonna be, what he's gonna be like. I mean, I think what people have looked past is the impact he's gonna have on Big East basketball. I mean, this is a guy who went to Villanova and check it out, right? He's got to be a DePaul fan because everybody in Chicago is in a department. He's not rooting for Chicago State. He's going to root for the Catholic school.
Villanova
Right?
is, however, my least favorite Big East team.
Fair enough, but DePaul could be. I mean, think about this.
He's not rooting for DePaul. He's rooting for Villanova. That school gets too much publicity. It's not even a top 5 Catholic school.
How many teams? How many teams out there got a Pope? I mean, is Auburn walking in? Bruce Pearl going to walk in with Pope Pius the 11th?
No, there's good reason to believe only one school has a Pope, and we're not going to hear the end of that for a long time.
I say that Pope goes up. Mike's right on that. Put that Pope. That Pope is at least top 10. I don't put him above Jesus, but at least top 10. He was bumping it.
All right, Pope moves. What do we say? Pope moves to
put his backside up at 10.
Put him at
well, no,
9,
I don't want him below
a
a good bowel movement.
Put him ahead of the bowel movement.
He's put the Pope ahead. Yes, totally, absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So 8.
My mom would be happy with that too.
Okay.
All right, where are we here?
I believe we're at 17 now.
Okay.
It's Canada. Oh wait. Yeah, Canada and their hate for the US. I believe.
Yeah.
That
Didn't we-
stays.
Oh, that's out.
Oh, that's out. Yeah. That's your
Yeah.
job, Isabella. You need to know what's in and out.
No, wait, did
Sorry, sorry.
Wait, Canada stayed. Something else got it.
Oh,
What
yes.
was out?
Yes.
Bounce women astronauts?
Yes.
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 I
Sorry.
feel really bad.
Canada
saying
stays. I can't believe Canada's staying that high too. I'd
So
be willing to change the rules and swap Canada with the women's wheelchair team. Anybody want to?
I'm on that.
Second that.
I'm on that.
That's fine. I didn't
All
really
right.
think this.
All right, Isabella, you
I'm
swap
not
that.
really against it.
Okay. All right. So next would be the domination rankings.
All right. I have to say, since we've made it a second week, they should go up a little higher. But I think they've been bumped up right now a little bit, haven't they? Given all this, where are they now, Isabella?
I believe 17?
Might be 16.
Oh yeah, 16 then.
I might be okay with where they are now. Are we good with the domination rankings at 16?
Yeah, it's a nice move. It feels comfortable.
Yeah.
All right, moving on up. What do we got?
Okay. We have 15 and it's sandwiches.
Sandwiches, at best, they stay there. Because, again, it's much like the see-through dress. There are some crappy sandwiches. And I have a crappy turkey sandwich every freaking day. My wife continues to forget to buy like mustard or mayonnaise, and all I have is freaking turkey and bread, and it sucks. So not all sandwiches are made the same.
That is true.
All right, it looks like we're running out of time here. All right, folks, you can get the rest of the top 25 on the website. Sound good? All right. Any last words, guys, before we get cut off?
Feel a lot of love in this room.
Yeah, treat your pancreas well.
Yep, and yeah, go forth and prosper with a pancreas in time. Try.